Hello friends, this is Dinesh and you're listening to my podcast, The Stories We Heard. In this podcast, we talk about the stories that we all have heard in our childhood. I discuss about these stories from Ramayana, from Mahabharata, from Puranas, and also I talk about their implications in today's world. Friends, thank you very much for your great response to my first podcast. After that podcast, I received many feedbacks, I received many messages, many phones, and one of them was from my friend Hima, who suggested that I should talk about Ramayana. She thinks that Ramayana has a lot of great stories to offer and a lot of great learnings to offer. And definitely, I totally agree with her. So friends, Ramayana, as you know, has been written and rewritten by many saints, many poets, many authors in various languages. In oral tradition, it was always passed on from one generation to another. It has been retold like of times from different orators. And every person has made some additions to the story. Once a story was added by Ramanatha in his Telugu retelling Ramanatha Ramayana. तो फ्रेंड्स, ये स्टोरी उस समय की है when Ram and Lakshman were searching for Sita. Joined with Jambavant, Sugriv, Hanuman, Angad and other Vanarsena, Ram and Lakshman reached a place called Rameshwaram. They reached at the end of land and there was vast sea in front of them. The only way to reach Lanka was building a bridge on the sea. The Vanarsena took up the job of building the bridge. The monkeys would carry large rocks and boulders and throw them in the sea. They would carry huge rocks on their shoulder and those rocks will be placed in sea to build a bridge. The stones, being porous, were floating on the sea water. The Vanaras were singing songs in the praise of the Lord while they were building the bridge. With so much positive energy in the air, all creatures wanted to help in this huge task. Every creature around wanted to help in some way. While Lord Hanuman and all others in Rama's Vanara army carried the largest boulders and rocks, the smaller creatures also wanted to help, such as squirrels. One squirrel was watching all this action from distance. He thought of helping in this huge task, but because of his small size, there was hardly anything he could do. While the Vanara army was carrying huge rocks and boulders on their shoulders, this small squirrel started to carry some small pebbles in his mouth. He would just walk to the beach, he would pick up some pebbles, and then he will throw these at the place where bridge was built. The squirrel was doing this task for a long time without anyone noticing. Anyone except Ram. Ram was looking at the squirrel from distance and he was smiling with happiness. The squirrel was silently carrying pebbles when a monkey spotted him. The monkey said, "What you are doing here?" He shouted at the squirrel to get out of his way. The squirrel said he was carrying pebbles to build Rama's bridge. The monkey laughed at the squirrel as if to say, "What can you do? You are a tiny squirrel." Ram was looking at this conversation and he was listening to the words. The squirrel firmly said that he is also helping to build the bridge, just like all the monkeys are. The monkey laughed at him and asked how a small squirrel can help in building such huge bridge. At this time, Ram joined the discussion. Ram said, "While all the monkeys are carrying huge rocks and boulders, there are many gaps between these rocks. We need small pebbles to fill up this gap. The pebbles put up by squirrel are helping in this cause. The squirrel is just making the bridge stronger." Lord Ram lifted up the little squirrel, thanked him for all his hard work, and blessed him by stroking his back. Even today, if you see, it is said that stripes on the back of the Indian palm squirrels are attributed to the stroking of this Ram. Ramayana, as I mentioned earlier, has a lot of lessons to learn. The squirrel, a small creature, was playing his role very silently. In every company, in every social organization, every single person is doing his or her job. It may be significant or insignificant to others, but yet every single contribution is equally important. The way Ram mentions, this small contribution by the squirrel is actually making the bridge stronger. Are you ready to play your own small contribution to make your organization stronger? The monkey initially did not acknowledge or appreciate the efforts of the squirrel, but Ram did. Ram was observing everyone's contribution. For him, no contribution was small or big. For him, every contribution was a contribution towards the great cause. It's up to you what you want to be. Being a leader, do you want to be a monkey and ignore everyone else's contributions? Or you want to be Ram and acknowledge everyone's contributions equally? A very important question you need to ask yourself if you want to be a good leader. I hope you have learned some important lessons through today's podcast. Do provide me your feedback about this episode. Your suggestions are most welcome. Please follow me on Instagram. The handle is indian.temples. We also have a YouTube channel with the same handle name. Do subscribe to our channel. And if you like this podcast, don't forget to rate it and share it with your friends. We will be back with another story soon. Till then, adios, bye bye, namaskar.